Did you know that the book of Daniel proves that modern Judaism is yet again a false religion? There are countless prophecies of the Messiah that Jesus fulfilled, but Daniel 9 has to be one of the most astonishing ones that is quite impossible to refute from the rabbinic Jewish side. Yet for some reason they still try, but fail miserably. So I'd like to do a 6-part series going over all of their refutations and why it proves that Judaism is false. And before any of my brother and sisters in ethnicity, blood, and no longer religion decide to accuse me of using a corrupted Christian translation, which doesn't exist, I will be only reading from the JPS Hebrew English Tanakh from the Jewish Publication Society. This prophecy is found in Daniel 9:24-27. 70 weeks have been decreed for your people in your holy city until the measure of transgression is filled and that of sin complete, until iniquity is expiated and eternal righteousness ushered in, and prophetic vision ratified, and the Holy of Holies anointed. You must know and understand from the issuance of the word to restore and rebuild Jerusalem until the time of the anointed leader is 7 weeks, and for 62 weeks it will be rebuilt, but in a time of distress. And after those 62 weeks, the anointed one will disappear and vanish. The army of a leader who is to come will destroy the city and the sanctuary, but its end will come through a flood. Desolation is decreed until the end of war. During 1 week he will make a firm covenant with many. For half a week he will put a stop to the sacrifice and the meal offering. At the corner of the altar will be an appalling abomination until the decree of destruction will be poured down upon the appalling thing. The Hebrew word used for week here is shavua, which literally means 7. In prophecies, a week often represents 7 years. So since 70 times 7 equals 490, this prophecy refers to a period of 490 years. Now this is divided into 3 different sections. 7 weeks, aka 49 years, to rebuild Jerusalem. 62 weeks equals 434 years leading to the Messiah. And 1 final week equaling 7 years of the Messiah's ministry and ultimately death. Now for the rest of this section, I'm going to need you to be very patient with my pronunciation. This timeline begins with Artaxerxes' decree in 457 BC. This is found in Ezra 7:11-26. Now, some scholars also argue that this could be referring to Cyrus's decree, which interestingly can also line up, but it's a bit more complicated. Cyrus's decree only allowed the Jews to return to Jerusalem and start rebuilding, but Artaxerxes' decree is arguably the only decree that held the actual legal and political power necessary to fulfill this prophecy, because this decree actually allowed for the restoration of Jewish governance in Jerusalem. It didn't just allow them to return. To finally get to the point, this timeline lines up perfectly with Jesus' life and ministry. And if you want to use Cyrus's decree, it actually lines up perfectly with the year that Jesus was crucified. Excuse my pronunciation, but there's an issue with Ptolemy's calendar, a historical calendar, when looking at that decree. But for all intents and purposes, we're going to stick with Artaxerxes, found in Ezra chapter 7, and the math lines up perfectly. No other historical figure fits